educating me on the whole Chauncey Billups. Uh, is it a global gambling conspiracy? So just for those that are like me that live in the sand and only know their lane, explain what's going on and then where we are exactly at the moment.
So FBI Director Patel announced that they had arrested Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and other people, including figures from the 5 New York mafia crime bosses in connection with illegal gambling operations that spanned on anything from guys giving out insider information about guys playing, all the way up to Chauncey Billups being a part of a gambling ring where players would go and the guys at the table would have x-ray glasses that could see the backs of the cards of what the players had, which obviously is going to tilt the scale because you know what everybody has when you're in a hand, so you know how to bet. Guys lost millions of dollars doing it. Chauncey Billups was there as a figurehead. Don't know how much he was involved, but he was involved enough to know what was going on and get a piece of the action. They have wire transfers showing that he got paid. Damon Jones releasing information about certain guys playing, not playing.
Crazy. Because
Yeah, and
Damon
then of
Jones
course
is
Terry
connected. Like
Rozier.
Damon Jones, for those people who don't know, Damon Jones was an
Right.
assistant coach for several NBA teams. He's very, 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 very connected to NBA players. That's a huge name to be involved in this. Go ahead, floor is yours.
And then on top of that, now, of course, Terry Rozier with the point shaving incident, where he went out and people took the under. Like, and here's the thing, Adam Silver's been very, very, very quiet. He hasn't said a whole lot on this because there's more that's going to come unraveling from this. There's now rumors that NFL players are involved. You already know Scott Foster, one of his officials, was involved. And the funny thing about it, if you know the history, Scott Foster and Chris Paul have had a beef for years. And the first thing Scott Foster said when the feds came is, Chris Paul sent you over here. But the bottom line is, and I'm going to use a famous line, this thing bigger than Nino Brown. There's going to be some heads going to roll, and we don't know how many sports it inflects and influences. And in a world where everybody already thought that line, when you're talking gambling and sports and the ethicalness of it all being able to be maintained, was already at risk, this absolutely dilutes it. The irony is, it doesn't sway people from betting. People still betting. All they're doing now is betting all the overs because guys are scared to death of going under and getting tied into this thing. So, I mean, it's interesting. It's going to be something that's probably going to drag out at least another 6 to 8 months just to get all the names and the players in place. And there may be more guys we still won't catch because they're interconnected. But I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't include politicians. I wouldn't be surprised if it includes officials. I mean, because you don't know how high it goes. But for an operation this big, there's going to be many hands involved. And it's sad.
It's, well, I almost cursed. That's an understatement. Sad is an understatement. It's fitting. It's fitting. And the reason why I use that very simple word is because it's very simple. The issue with bringing gambling into sports was this. It was this. Because once the government could figure out a way to tax it, there was no reason to not do it other than the morality issues. And gambling tends to be an addiction. The people that like to gamble, they describe it as a rush. That's consistent with other things that carry addiction and carry psychological alterations, I guess, if you will. My concern as I guess, sports curmudgeon, sports purist, is the game that I love is about to be tainted, if not destroyed. If you find out referees are fixing games involved in any way, like referee that fixed the Western Conference, the NBA
years ago.
But I was about to say, but the Western Conference, so he does the Kings and the Lakers, right? And then he managed to the NBA was just like, oh yeah, it was isolated incident. We don't know what you're talking about. Then you look at Spygate, which was also in that time frame, right? With Bill Belichick. Again, an isolated incident. You go here and find out players and coaches and assistant coaches and all those and trainers are involved. Because when you work for them, like I've worked for the NBA recently, you have to, again, here I am being a square. You have to sign a waiver or sign an agreement that says you won't disclose information to gamblers. And if you do, you're supposed to, well, like, I'm a square. I was like, oh, I could never do that. When people would ask me, I could never do that. That's against the rules.
Until a guy comes up and hands you a bag with $150,000 green cash and says, just tell us who's playing and who's not.
You know me for years. Money don't move me like that.
Like, oh, I know, but I'm saying it didn't move you, but it'll move a guy like Terry Rozier, who's already a multimillionaire, which makes no sense. How much money did they give him?
And I was going to say, Terry used to be a real good player. He goes to Miami and is because I watched a lot of Charlotte games because I'm a LaMelo Ball
Right.
fan. So
Right.
the player he was in Charlotte is nowhere near the player he is in Miami. So now,
Right.
it's so many dots connected, and then it's sad. It's sad because the NBA is going to go down harder than any other league because it's a predominantly black league. The NFL is backed by military people, Southern people, so they'll be okay. Hockey, no one really cares about. And baseball always seems to bounce back. Their fans are purists. They're going to stay there regardless. The NBA is a league that prides itself on being better than everyone else, being more socially conscious than everyone. So if you're out here gambling and then you're on secondhand talking about Black Lives Matter, they're going to take a major hit here. And it's stupid. It's so much money. Look, I guess what's better than 1 millionaire too? So I guess when you live in that space, that's how. But Terry Rozier got like $90 million last year.
And he did it. And he did it. And what we're hearing is that he did this so that people in his circle, he didn't directly do anything, but he did it so guys in his circle who took the under and laid money on him could make money and eat. I said, why not just give him a job or put him up on something, put him on a board, give him a committee. But instead, you do this, which affects the credibility of the game, which now has backlash that'll probably end your career. Your career is almost over anyway. And now you got criminal charges.
I was going to say, he's going to federal pound me. He's going to the jail they talk about in Office Space.
Yeah. He'll work it out. He'll become state's evidence. He'll roll on whoever to get involved.
When the feds are involved, jail time is enough. Craig Carton.
97% conviction rate.
Well, yeah. And we're watching. I'm going off the beat path. I'm going to go and I'm going to come back. We're watching part of that 97 conviction rate because they are determined to find a charge. That's why Diddy's going to jail, because they're going to find a charge to stick you with. But the thing about Rozier, 4 years, $96 million. 4 years, $96 million. This isn't about money. You said it's about his people. He don't love nobody that much. I
got caught $96 million in my life, and this man's out here punting it away.
And it's guaranteed. And he got caught doing something he wasn't supposed to do. And that's why they were able to get him to do this. So that's why I said this is ridiculous. So you're gonna laugh when I say this. When I called you to get the show started, I had Victor Wembanyama's stats up. Like, that's where I was.
We definitely talk about it.
I'm saying like, this is a huge story. I heard Charles Barkley and Shaq talking about it. But for me, I guess it's easier. Like, what's that song? I don't want to know. If you're cheating, don't tell me. Keep it on the low. Right. If this is going on, I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything about this because this is
Adam Silver's head. I don't think he survives this. There's no way he can.
Wouldn't have happened under David Stern's watch. It wouldn't happen.
He would just hit Terry Rozier to go play baseball.
Maybe the greatest. Okay, and playing in that and playing. We can stop at that light before we go. We stop at that light, and we to this day, almost 30 years later, it's still just speculation. There's no proof.
Yep. David Stern was a smart man.
No proof. You gotta get a criminal lawyer to defend. You gotta get a criminal lawyer to defend a criminal. You can't get a criminal lawyer. You gotta get a criminal lawyer. David Stern's profession by choice, ladies and gentlemen, he was a lawyer.